Let's start the project. So first let's start with the empty activity or the empty project. So just click here. Then you will get some default, so you can select as you want, but I'm gonna go with the empty activity here. Next, for the naming purpose, I'm gonna give the name as single button with dual action, which means we are calling method with single button, and then the location you can choose as you want, and the package I'm gonna give for the default one, or you can change as you want. And the language will be Java because I'm working with the Java, not Kotlin. And then minimum API level I'm gonna give the 19 because the smaller the 19 I'm not gonna use anymore. Just I will use 19, which is for KitKat and on. And then here below you can see use Android X artifact. So I'm not gonna use this artifact. So just uncheck and then finish. Wait for the Gradle to build up. It will take time. It depends on how speed your internet is. I mean, yeah, sometimes it's on internet, and then sometimes if your project is building offline, then it depends on your computer speed. Now the build Gradle has been done. So before that, I'm going to show you this. This is our XML and this is our Java. So where are those files? You can see here. You can go with the Android. You can get here. This is the Java, or you can go with the project here. I feel more comfortable with the project, so I will go with the project. This one, and then after that, in apps, inside the apps, the SRC, which means sources, and then this main, and this is the Java. This is Java, and this is resources file. This is our layout that we are working to, and then inside the layout file I'm gonna show you something. This is this one, hello world. Can you see this, the constraint like y or something? So this is constraint layouts. I'm not gonna use the constraint, so I'm gonna remove it. First of all, I'm gonna remove this text view, and then after that this also, and then this line I'm gonna remove. So instead of that one, I'm gonna give linear layout. So this one. Okay. And this did not change. Just wait. Okay. Now done. Now the constraint layout has been changed to linear layout. So, and one more thing, I'm gonna remove the okay. First, open this one, build.gradle, and remove this line over here. Dependency for constraint layout. I'm remove this, and then everything done. Sync the project. Wait for a few seconds. It's been done. Okay, it's done. Now let's go with XML file first. In XML file, what we are going actually, we are creating and designing our layouts. Like here, this one is our mobile screen. Then I need one button here, so I'm gonna add the button. Open angular bracket, button, enter, and then width I'm gonna give wrap content, height also wrap content, and then close it. Now I'm gonna give the text. As you can see here, this is the button, the dark white, and then I'm gonna give text. So it is click me. So since this text I cannot directly write here, I need Android colon text. Android color text, and then inside I can write click me. Okay, now the text has been changed, but I want this button to be in middle. How can I do this? In main linear layout, I'm gonna change the gravity, which is in center. So it's come in centers. Now can you see? Now I need one ID, Android colon ID, and then the ID was just for the demo purpose I wrote click. Okay, the ID is click. Now everything done in XML, so I give button and the name and then ID also. And this name is very important here because I'm gonna perform the condition within this name. So let's see. Now let's go to the main activity, which is Java class. In main activity, let's find first the variable of the button. So the variable will be private, and private variable of button. So button. Okay, so this button I have to import. Alt enter import. Now the variable of button is btn, which is the short name for the button, I can say. And the next, now find the button in just within the onCreate method. I have to find the id with the help of find vy id. Okay, so the variable was btn. Okay, so equal find vy id, and the id I set in xml, and that xml is inside what? Inside the resources layout and then activity. So I'm gonna say the id is inside this resources dot, and the id was click. Clear? Now close with semicolon. Now I have find the id or the object from the xml in Java class. Now what can I do? I have to set on click listener for this button, which means whenever the user will click this button, it will give some action. So how can I do that? Let's say what was the variable of button? It was id, short name, or you can call variable. Short name of the button was btn. So I'm gonna give dot set on click listener. So this first one, on click listener, new view dot on click listener. Okay, now this is the on click method for the button. So whenever the button is pressed or whenever the button is clicked, this method will be called. This method will be called whenever the button is clicked. So inside that method, I'm gonna say first I will keep, as I told you that time, the text of this button is very important. So I'm gonna call that text here first. So I can call it text string, and the string I'm gonna say just text, text, or whatever you can write, text, or you can say text or anything that you want. The shortcut name equal, and then I'm extracting this text from button, and the short name of button is button dot, and then that text I'm gonna get to string, get text dot to string. Done. Close. I have find that whenever the button is clicked, the string will be converted into, this text will be converted into string. Okay, now I have to use this text or string of this button to find whether in the button is what type of text. For example, if there is A, perform 1, if there is B, perform B. Okay, and repeat again. So same thing here, I'm gonna check if text in the button, if in the button dot equal to click me. What is the name I gave that time? To click me. Don't mistake the name, otherwise you won't get. I just copy that one, put here with the open and close. Okay, now if text in the button is click me, then perform this method here, this one. If in the button there is click me, if the name of the button is click me, then perform this. I'm gonna show with the toast, toast, toast dot make text dot get application context. Then the text will be first method is call. Okay, call. So if the text in the button or the name of the button is click me, then this method will be called. Okay, so and then at the same time you have to change the text of the button. So I will tell you later why. Now if the button name is click me, then perform this method or the first method, or else if the name of the button or text of the button is equal to don, don. I have to give the quotation, don click me. If it is don't click me, then perform this method here. Okay, so if it is click me, name of the button is click me, then perform this method. If the name of the button is don't click me, then perform this method. So this method also I'm going to show with the toast. So I'm just say toast.maketext. Okay, get application context. Application context is main activity dot this. That means this toast will perform only in main activity. Now the text will be second method is called is called. Okay. Now done. If the name of the button is click me, then this first method will be called. If the name of the button is don't click me, then the second method will be called. But now if I will run the project, you can see only the first method is called. Why? Whenever you will click, the first method will call. Let's see. Okay. The emulator has been launched. It will take time to launch the application also. Gradle build is still running. It will take time, depend on your PC. How fast is your computer? It's done almost done. It's installing, launching the apps. Okay, it's been launched. Now if I will click, you can see the apps is started. If I will click here, only one time method will be called. Why? Because this text, whenever you will click, this method will be checked. Okay, so when this method will be called, this Android will found that the name of the button is always click me, but there is no don't click me. So that's why only the single method will be called. See, one time click, first method is called. If I will click once, first method is called. Okay, if I will click again, first method is called. Why? Because the text name is still the same. So when the people will click first time, I want this method also call, and then at the same time this text will change to don't click me. How can we do that? By just going to the first method. When it will check first, if it is click me, call this method, first method is called, and at the same time the button text will be changed. How? What was the variable of button? The variable short name of the button is button dot set what? Set text, right? Set text, give quotation, and then the text will be don't click me. I will just copy from here so it will not mistake. Okay, so don't click me. Now when you will click at once, the text of the button will be changed. Let's run the project. Okay, launching. Okay, so launch. App is starting. Okay, now see, if you will click for the first time, you will see the method is called and then the text of the button is changed. Now if you will click one time again here, this method will be called, because if the text is or the name of the button is don't click me, then call this method second time. Now can you see the text of the button has been changed? Now click. See, the method second one is called. Now it's stuck here. Now if you will call again and again same method, it won't. If you will call again and again, now it won't run any other method. See, it will run only the second one. Because why? When you will click second time, it must change this text to previous one. How we can do? Now when you click first time, it change to this text. It's performed this first method, this one, but at the same time it changed the text of the button to this one. Now when you will click the second time, it will check if it is don't or not. If it is don't, then perform this the second method, and at the same time to change the button of the text of the button. So what was the variable? Button was the variable btn dot set text, and the text I'm gonna say to click me. So I'm just gonna click this copy, and then second time when you will click, it will go back to previous one, change. Now save, or you can say Control Alt L, which means reformatting all the lines. Okay. Now everything is done. If you will click first time, it will check if it is click me. So whenever you will launch the apps first, it is click me here because I set up click me here by default. So now whenever you will launch the app, first will be this click me. So the Android will check if the text of the button is click me, then this method will be called, this method, and at the same time the text of the button will be changed to this, so that next time when you will click, it will check if the text of the button is this and perform this method. Second method it will perform, and at the same time it will change the text of the button to previous one. So it will be repeating this whole systems again and again whenever you click, repeating. Okay, let's see what happened when we run the project. Installing. Okay, the apps has been completed. Let's see what happened when you, this is the first time when I click. Now text has been changed and first method is called. Now second time click, text has been changed, second method is closed. Now what happened if I will repeat again? Again it's did. Now second text, first text, second text, first text, first method, second method. Okay, now first method, second method. Okay, simple. Just go on, it will change, which means one button, two action. Thank you. Only this for today. Thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe my channel. Bye bye. Have a nice day.